Sketchy Al. So, for my first video here, I thought a draw my life type approach would be a good intro. It's a bit of a crazy roller coaster of a backstory, so hang on. Oh boy. On March 17th at 12:48 a.m., I was born in SoCal. Lucky me, eh? 18 months later, my younger brother was born in September. My grandmother ended up adopting me and my brother because the state of California deemed my birth mother to be too mentally unfit to raise us. This was due to when my grandma was carrying my birth mom. The Asian flu was going around, and it sadly affected the brain development of my birth mom. My adopted grandmother had 5 children of her own in total, and me and my brother were her 6th and 7th kids that she raised. When I was 5 and my brother was 4, we moved to the land of entrapment that was 2 states away. The main reason for this was due to my adoptive grandmother wanting to put some distance from my birth mom so we wouldn't be confused to whom our mother was when we were young and impressionable. We had no family in New Mexico, but how we ended up there, of all places, is a small story in itself. Mom told me herself that one afternoon she went to church and started praying on where to go live. She said that in her right ear she heard a whisper, "Santa Fe." So she went home and checked the maps. That's when she saw the town, so she got a house there, while my grandfather took care of the home in California. For the first 10 years, all we did was go to church, school, sleep, and repeat. There were very few events during this time, other than moving back and forth between states, checking up on both homes for the most part. So, I ended up going to 10 different schools because of this back and forth situation. Due to most of the funds being spent covering both houses, we went to eat at soup kitchens and also got some donated food, clothing, and some toys. This gave me the impression that we were growing up very poor, even though I finally realized later that was not quite the case financially. During the 6th/5th grade, my brother was complaining at school about having to move to California again, and I believe he also spilled the beans about our adoptive grandmother's hoarding problem. A teacher notified CPS about this, and the officer saw the bad conditions that piled up over the years when we were living there. You couldn't even see the floors at that point. It was completely covered thick in newspapers, clothing, and trash. We weren't allowed to throw it away. So my brother and I went to foster care for 14 months, while my disabled grandmother tried to pick up the place. It was difficult for her to ask for help. During this time was when it felt like I finally got to experience life as a normal, typical America kid. I finally had a full-blown birthday when I was 11, even though only one person showed up, but she was my best friend at the time. I was able to join a girls' basketball team and even go to summer camp. The greatest part to me, out of the whole ordeal, was actually due to the timing of being in foster care. It caused us to stay in New Mexico long enough for me to meet my forever bae in 7th grade, nicknamed Chi. If my brother didn't complain, I would have been in SoCal instead and missed the best, most important chapter in my life to me. I was able to spend 7th grade in the land of entrapment. I'll always say the state motto that way. And during that time, we finally got to move back home to a clean house. But at the end of the school year, we were threatened to be taken away again by CPS. The hoarding sadly did continue during that year, so my brother and I were sent to live with my birth mom in SoCal at a beach town for 6 months. That was the best childhood I ever had, and felt really lucky for the chance to be free-roaming kids that lived right next to the beach. In 9th grade, I got to go back to New Mexico to be with my bae again. But after that school year, my mom made us go back to SoCal for 10th grade and onwards. All because she didn't want me to date my Chi due to not being Catholic. I know that sounds really salty, but she really did interfere with my personal love life. Big time. There's more crazy drama on that subject, but enough said for now. At 17, I was taken away by the CPS again due to the hoarding in the SoCal home. My brother was sent away at an all-boys Catholic boarding school in Michigan at that time, so my summer was spent in foster care for 3 months, while my grandma got help with the fam to clean up the place, which was why staying in foster care went shorter this time, thankfully. It was not good. I graduated from high school in SoCal, But during this time, in the final semester, I went through the most darkest chapter of my life. I'm not ready to share that part yet, but it took me 4 years to deal with it, while my Chi moved to Alabama with a friend during that time. My bae's best friend met a girl online that lived in Amabella, as I like to call that state backwards. So that's how they ended up moving there, and so did I to be with my Chi again. At age 24 was when my life finally truly began back home in New Mexico. And at long last, I was able to find myself as an animation-type artist, wildlife photographer, and an avid hiker/backpacker. All thanks to my Chi, with the help of friends and fam from my bae's end. Now I look forward to sharing the good times through making storytime videos here. My adoptive grandmother always said, "My life was so crazy, I should write a book about it." Sadly, she never did, rip, but I think that's what's giving me the motivation on sharing my stories with my art. Also, overall, it's just fun for me to do this. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you like to check out my future episodes. I'll most likely will share more of the crazy tales as well from time to time, because boy oh boy, do I feel like a lightning rod for drama sometimes. Anyways, thanks for your time here today. I hope to catch you around soon. Ciao!